Hey team, Rob here, welcome to the video. Today we're back down the eastern end of the Port Hills. Right out here, you can see we're right up next to the coast. We're here at the very top of Mount Pleasant. We've ridden up from Sumner, down there in the valley. And we're going to do the Mount Pleasant into Greenwood's track, which take us all the way along the hill down to Evans Pass. From there you cross over Summit Road and go down Captain Thomas back into Sumner. We'll look at that in the next video. But today, Mount Pleasant into Greenwood's. So like Castle Rock in the last video, Greenwood's quite rocky, bit traversy, a few climbs in places, but it's quite a good trail. Definitely don't come out here and ride it as much as I should. Ask a lot of people who live down this area, they ride all the time, love it. If you're more from town, Hallswell, you're probably not going to make the trip out here as much, but it's pretty good. So today, conditions are a wee bit damp, had a bit of rain here, but we're just going to cruise down, see what there is to see. So you ride up to the top of the pylons, you can come in from either Sumner up Mount Evans past Mount Pleasant, you can come from the town side up Rapaki, Witch Hill, do Castle Rock Trail, then up here to Mount Pleasant, a few options. You can even come straight up Mount Pleasant Road. But yeah, from the antenna here, drop down that little piece of single track through the gate, and then here you can either go right, which goes down a little rocky bit, joins into the main track, or out here to the left, around a big sweeping corner, and joins in just down there. So we're going to jump on the Conevo, chuck the DJI Action 4 onto the DJI strap mount, and let's head down Mount Pleasant and Greenwood's. Right, dropping in. A lot of people call this whole top section Greenwood's. I don't really know what its name is. There's a Strava segment called Gerska Flishka Burska. But again, very rocky. Right, over the cattle stop, carry on. Righto, we've made it over the cattle stop. Let's get that going. Into the rocks. It's one thing you need to know. Lots of rocks out here. I think the first couple of times I ever rode this trail were during enduro races, which is not necessarily the easiest way to learn a trail, but does mean you have to commit. Whoa, she's a windy up here too. This is a shared use trail. Just got to watch out for walkers on this top part anyway. I think once we get lower down, it might be mountain bikes only. Whoa, getting blown around, team. Whoa, rocky. Probably not going to be the first time or the last time you'll hear that today. Quite narrow too. You'll find quite a few sort of split lines down here as well, so it's the first time riding it. Maybe stop, check out what each line does. There are a couple of B-line, A-line sections of trail down here. Further down the hill, there's a drop that has a ride around, so it's all good. Bit of a pedal. Here we go, another split line with some sheep. Every now and then Gravity Canterbury runs a Port Hills Enduro down here, usually called Mount Pleasant Enduro, for obvious reasons. Usually includes this full Greenwood stage from the antenna all the way down to Evans Pass. One year it even included the road crossing and the full Captain Thomas, which is a very long trail. Very hard work. Oh, we're getting blown around. Very hard work to try and do as a full race run. Right, so now we're out of that first section of single track, coming down here, down this full drive a little bit, and we're looking for the sign to go in. Alright, here we are. So this is the turn in to carry on down Greenwoods. I think the proper Greenwood entrance starts just at the Mount Pleasant Road intersection. Like I said, I don't come out here very often, so I'm not very familiar. Yeah, so if you get to the top of Mount Pleasant Road where it intersects Summit Road, I think the Greenwood single track goes in from there. But we've started the upper extension. That was a wee bit slick. I have a feeling that's going to be the theme of the day, is that's a little bit slick and a lot windy. Straight into the wind right now. Hopefully the dead cat on the mic is doing its job. Oh, all this mud on the tyres and the wind blowing me around. It's making things interesting. In the dry, this is quite a bit more fun. We're not getting pinged around with dirty tyres. But it's not too wet. Turn the corner back into the wind. Gross. High line, straight line. From memory, the lower down the hill we get, the less rocky it is, but that might be my mind playing tricks on me. This is quite a, yeah, testing trail. Which is being made even more testing by the wind and moisture. That's alright. That's how you get better at testing yourself. Alright, I'm moving around onto the open side of the hill. Just down on the left here, you can see Evans Pass, Summit Road. This is the part of the hill where it gets a wee bit more traversy. There's some little banks to crash into. Rather crash into a bank than down one. Alright, let's carry on. Oh, we're going straight into the wind now. All right, made it over there, into the boardwalk section. Bit more of a climb. This part is very technical, and if you are huffing and puffing because you're trying to do it as fast as possible, very awkward. So just going to take our time over here, considering it's definitely not my finest riding today. I honestly think last time I rode this trail was probably Port Hills Enduro for 2018. No, I don't know, no, 2021. Might have been the first Enduro post-COVID, where it was limited to like 90 people. Alright, now we're heading back downhill after that climbing section. Another little climb. I might have lied about the less rocks part, but alright, here's that drop I was telling you about. So B line out here to the right, A line, probably don't need to do much, just drop off it, bit of a down slope. Should we go back and drop it? Of course we should. Alright, let's hit this little drop. Oh, windy. First time I ever hit that was, yeah, the last enduro we did. I came up to it and was like, oh, what the heck? Just off the brakes, down we went. And I find with enduros, that's quite often what I end up doing. You'll either go crikey and just commit and do something, or you won't, which is fine. Very first enduro I ever did, way back in Vic Park, there were multiple features. I didn't end up riding, walked around. And that was way back, oh, maybe 2013, 2014. On my very first stump jumper. 130mm front and rear, like 69-degree head angle. Very steep on today's standards, but quite progressive at the time, especially having a full 29er bike way back then. Whereas now it's just the norm, isn't it? Alright, weaving our way down this lower section. Now on the last wee bit of this trail, there is a sneaky uphill rocky section, which despite all my best efforts I've never been able to clean. We'll stop, have a look at it in this video. I might roll back, have a go at it, but no promises. Oh, was not in the right gear for that. Just cruising through the mud. We're not in a rush today, team. Certainly not going to be setting any PRs down here. This trail is probably usually a one and done. On the e-bike I could definitely go back and do a few laps, but we're not going to today. Right, back into the chunky rocks. The exposure's come back up again. Alright, here it is. The rock climb section. So you can't see I'm pointing behind me, come through all those rocks and you get to this wiggle here. So let's go back, see if we can have another go at this in a more correct gear. Push back up just before this climb section, which is just in behind those trees. So now we know it's there, let's give this a better go. Around the corner, up, oh, no. This is very pokey out rock just here, pokey out rock there. This might not be the sort of thing you attack with speed, this might be a finesse thing, I don't know. If you've cleaned that, let me know in the comments, and also put in what technique you used, whether it was hard and fast or sort of more a trials technique. Wow, this is also interesting. So come along the single track and go up there onto that shelf there. Otherwise I'm in this really off camber low line, which, look, see, I probably should have gone over there and then powered straight up there. Anyway, so there's a few challenges on this trail. It's not just a straightforward ride along the flat. Let's carry on. Right, now we are really getting into the last parts of the trail. See Evans Pass just down there in front of me. Mountain bike trail crosses the walking trail, so we're going straight ahead. Almost out around these last few corners. These might be some of the best corners on the whole trail. Right, coming out to the end. Watching for traffic. Let's head around the corner. Righto team, that has been the Mount Pleasant and Greenwood's mountain bike trails, all the way from the top of the hill back down here to Evans Pass. Now from here, it's not over. You got the Captain Thomas track right in front of us, which we're going to look at in the next video, so make sure you subscribe, get the notifications on, and you will see that next week. Captain Thomas trail takes us all the way back down the hill into Sumner. So you can link these two trails up for a massive long descent. So conditions weren't optimal for good riding today. The wind was very windy in the top. Trail was a bit wet, so it was a bit slick, so pinging around. So my riding was not fantastic. So apologies, this was not the best demonstration of how to ride Mount Pleasant track and Greenwoods. But that was today's efforts. So yeah. Remember, you can become a channel member, hit that join button down below, $4 a month, every little bit helps. Massive shout out to the channel members we do have, you guys are amazing, and I greatly appreciate the support. So, like normal, like if you've liked, subscribe, see you in the next one, and until next time team, ride on.